So we get a lot of questions about the American Express Platinum card. Is it worth getting? Are the benefits that come with it enough to outweigh the pretty sizable fee that comes with it? Well, I've got one here. So I'm going to take you through my experience of having it, when I think it's probably one to avoid, and the times I think it might be worth giving it a go. So let's talk about it first of all. You might notice I didn't say credit card there. So the American Express Platinum card. That's because technically it isn't a credit card. It's what's called a charge card. And this means that there is no APR, there's no interest rate on it, but you have to pay off the full amount every single month. If you don't do that, then you get hit with a charge. Now, effectively, that's good practice anyway. I wouldn't want you to use any kind of cashback credit card or any kind of credit card really. If you couldn't afford the money you're putting on it, I'd want you to wipe it out straight away every month with a direct debit. So from that point of view, it doesn't make a difference, but it's important to know that that is the case. There's also no real set credit limit. That doesn't mean you can spend as much as you want. It's going to vary by individual. So it's a bit confusing like that. But essentially it is a charge card, not a credit card. Now the card itself, let's have a look at it here. It is metal. And this is something I've always been a bit dismissive of. You know, a lot of the fintechs, your Revolut, your Curve, all those places say, hey, check out our metal card. People going crazy for it. And I'm like, why are you going crazy for a metal card? Particularly when you are paying normally quite a lot of money extra to get the card, but not much else on the side. Well, now I've had a metal card, I can kind of see the appeal. It's quite nice, but still it's just a card. And most of the time it's in your wallet, or if you're paying digitally using your phone or online, not even going to leave your wallet or your purse most of the time. But there you go, it is a metal card, it is quite nice and sturdy. The numbers are all on the back rather than the front this time, other than obviously the four digits you need to approve your payments with Amex. They're on the front as well. But yeah, it's pretty nice, but it is still just a card. Now let's move on to the fee. This is the, well, it's shocking. It's £575. £575 for this card. That is a lot of money, considering there are a number of cashback and reward credit cards which are free, or maybe just 25 quid, but you easily work that back. To jump from nothing or 25 quid a year up to £575 a year is a massive step. So you'd hope there's a reason for that, not just a metal card. Hopefully there are extra benefits that you get with it. And there are, and I'll come through to those in a minute. Let's talk about earning on it though, first of all. How much do you earn from this card? Now you get one Amex membership reward point for every £1 you spend. 1 point per £1 spent. Now, what is an Amex membership reward point worth? Well, it depends how you use it. If you just put it on your statement credit or spend it directly with a retailer like Argos or Amazon or someone like that, there's a number of retailers you can use, then it's worth about 0.45p. That's very, very low. If you swap it for a gift card, again, Amazon's in there, Selfridges are in there, 0.5p. So half a penny for a point. 0.5% cashback is the equivalent. Again, we know that can be beaten elsewhere. Swapping it straight for a Nectar point is again 0.5 pence. Again, not a great card for your everyday spending. However, if, I've spoken about this quite a lot, I've got a whole video taking you through how to do this. If you swap your membership points at 1-to-1 for Avios points, and it's also 1-to-1 for other airline points like the Virgin Atlantic scheme and so on, but swap it 1-to-1 for Avios, you can then swap it over for Nectar. So you have to do all three, and then it's worth 0.8p, giving you the equivalent of 0.8%, and that isn't too bad. It can be beaten by Chase Bank debit card, giving you 1% cash back for a year. The Nectar Amex credit card gives you 1% in Nectar points. So again, it can be beaten, but definitely if you're going to use it, unless you are going to do the 1-to-1 for airline points, but that's a whole different conversation, then I absolutely would be converting them into Nectar points. Do not use them for anything else because it's a really, really low redemption value. Now, those membership points as well, really important to say here, they're only active while you still have the card. Because if you choose to cancel the card, and we'll come back to this in a second, you'll get your fee partially refunded. So let's say you have it for 6 months, you'll get 50% of that fee back. But any points that are still active in there will disappear unless you've already converted them into something else, such as Avios, or if you've got another American Express membership rewards card. And there is a free option you get. So if you do decide to cancel the card, but haven't used your points or I'm not sure how you're going to use them, you could always apply for the free card and then those membership points will remain active. But it's important to know that you've got to make sure you use them if you do ditch the card. Now let's talk about welcome bonuses. Now the normal welcome bonus for this one is 30,000 membership points for spending £4,000 in 3 months. So that's a decent amount, decent number of points when you compare it to other cashback and reward credit cards, but a slightly higher volume you need to hit. You need to hit £4,000, that threshold, in 3 months. A penny less, you do not get anything. If you were to convert those 30,000 points you've earned, plus, remember you're going to get 4,000 points in that £4,000 spend, so 34,000 points, convert them into Avios, into Nectar, it's worth 240 quid. Well, straight away you can see, even if you cancel the card after 3 months and get a refund on the remaining 9 months, you're still really eating into that bonus. You're looking at a profit of £96-ish. That can be beaten by other cashback credit cards. So for example, the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold credit card, that one has a £3,000 spend in the first 3 months, so you don't have to spend as much, but in the same period of time. And the points you earn from that, if you convert them to Avios and into Nectar, it's worth £184. So you're getting practically almost double the amount, and you're spending less. Or there's the American Express Nectar credit card, where you get 20,000 Nectar points, plus you get the ones for spending as your normal spending with that, and that's worth about £110. So again, you can beat it without having to pay the sky-high fee and faff around with all the little extras. So all in all, maybe one not to worry about, not to bother with, right? However, sometimes this welcome bonus is increased. It is boosted. And that's happening from the time of recording this from middle of March until the end of May 2022. Previously ran back in the autumn of 2021, which is when we took advantage of it and got our card. It's increased to 60,000 points. So double the points that you'd normally get. The spend has increased as well though. You have to spend £6,000, but you've got 6 months to do it. So actually, it's probably easier to do than £4,000 in 3 months, £6,000 in 6 months. As long as you can do that and you're going to hit that threshold, those 60,000 points plus the 6,000 points that you will earn for that £6,000 of spending is going to be worth about £525 in Nectar points. So not enough to cover the annual fee, but remember, you don't have to keep the fee, keep the card going. You can cancel it and get a pro rata refund. So let's say you do that, you hit that in 6 months. Obviously it could be earlier, but I'm assuming it's going to take you 6 months to hit that £6,000 spend. 6 months back, take that into account, and you're effectively getting a profit of around £240. Now that knocks all the other bonuses out of the water. Really good one to go for there. The other nice thing about this Amex Platinum Welcome Bonus is you can get it even if you've had an American Express bonus in the last 2 years. The normal cutoff is you can't do that. If you've had an Amex bonus in the last 2 years, you can't get a welcome bonus. But as I detailed in my other video, which you can check out, there are certain cards that if you've had them first, you'll be eligible to get this one. Effectively, the ones which won't, if you've already got them, which won't let you get the Platinum card bonus, are the any membership reward ones. So the Preferred Rewards Gold one, that's out the window if you've already had that. There's also just a normal membership rewards and a gold one, and obviously if you've had the Platinum card as well. But this could mean that you've already had a welcome bonus from another card, and you can get it again during this boosted period. Obviously you could do that when it's not boosted, but again, I don't think that's such a worthwhile time to do it. Now, you might think, hang on a minute, so am I talking just about welcome bonuses? You said earlier on there were some other benefits you get with this card. And there are some extra benefits, and you might decide that these are enough for you to keep hold of the card even after you've got that welcome bonus, taking into account that extra fee. I think it's a push, but let me share the key ones here. There are a number of them, but the key ones are annual travel insurance for the card holder, any supplementary card holder. Remember, it's always worth, if you've got a partner, to get a supplementary card for them as well, so all their earning goes towards getting that bonus as well. And also any dependent children. And those trips can last for 90 days. And it says if a child is under 25, they get full gap year coverage. And that can be quite expensive. So this is a really decent benefit if you're going to be going abroad. But there is one major catch, and this is something that my wife and I fell foul of. So we've had 2 trips so far in 2022. None for 2 years, and then we've done a couple this year already. We went to New York. We paid for that with our American Express, and it was fully covered. So we didn't need to get travel insurance elsewhere. But Becky also went with a friend to Rome for the weekend. And that was done through a travel agent who didn't accept American Express. And although that's less and less likely nowadays for places to reject Amex, it can still happen. And because it was rejected, it basically meant that her coverage, she had to get this extra travel insurance to cover her. I think some of the basics, like your medical cover, might be included, but anything else, delays, losses, any of that kind of stuff, you need to get extra travel insurance. So that's a bit of a pain, a bit of a bummer there. Not going to be perfect. The other sort of travel benefits you get include airport lounge access. So again, that was quite nice. We used that. You get a kind of a priority pass, which can be used at loads of different ones. And also the Amex itself, the card itself, gets you access to some additional ones. Again, this is going to be very dependent though on where you're traveling, because there might not be a participating lounge in the terminal you're using. So that could be a bit frustrating. And also, like, from my experience of it, it was nice for a bit of peace and quiet, definitely. But the food wasn't very good. And this isn't something I would pay for. I would go out my way to pay money for entry to these lounges, as nice as some of them were. So really, it's a nice to have, but I wouldn't have factored my kind of paying for a whole year just because you got access to that. Some other travel benefits include if you book to particular hotels directly from Amex and pay with your Amex card, then you can get things like early check-in and late check-out, maybe a room upgrade if it's available, maybe a free breakfast. But again, you have to book it directly with them. And our hotel that we stayed in New York would have been in that scheme, but because we booked it via British Airways, because it was a package, in fact, a very, very good deal, we didn't get those extras. So yes, it's nice to have, but you've got to go through lots of hoops to go down there. And actually, you might be able to get a better deal going elsewhere, a lower price, just doing your own normal shopping around or going via a package. So again, nice to have, but not something I would get too excited about. You also get access to the Eurostar lounge in London and Paris as well. Now, there are other things which may be a little bit more interesting, and these are your account credits. Now, the main one they've got here, launch, we managed to get hold of it, the first one of these before we cancelled our card. And this is a Harvey Nichols £100 credit every year, but it's split into 6 months gap. So January to the end of June, spend 50 quid at Harvey Nichols, or up to 50 quid, and you'll get up to 50 quid back. So if you spend £10, you'll get £10 credit. If you spend £60, you get £50 credit. You get the gist, right? So that's pretty decent, and it resets again, and you can get another one July to December. And this is going to be running for a few years now. So hopefully there's something you want to buy. We bought a posh candle as a gift. So there's not necessarily like lots of things we would buy at Harvey Nichols. But again, it's certainly something to consider. If there's something you might buy anyway, then that's a nice bit of a discount back, bit of money back. You also get £120 Addison Lee credit. Again, this is £10 per month. So if you're somewhere which has Addison Lee taxis, again, it might be worth factoring that in, but of course you might be able to get a cheaper taxi or just take public transport, but it's there. Again, we didn't use that at all. We did use another lifestyle benefit, another bit of credit, which isn't running right now. I don't know if it will return, but it's something to keep an eye on for. When we signed up, there was £200 restaurant credit, and you could use it in one go, or you could use it in any number of times, I suppose. And there was a selected number of restaurants, not hundreds of them available for you, but there was certainly some around most major cities, like the Ivy Brasserie, all that chain was in there, plus some nice posh ones in most major cities and towns. That was great. An extra 200 quid you've got to take advantage of. Some meals out. We would have gone out anyway for some meals. It maybe decided where we went over some others, but that was nice to have. Can't guarantee that'll be there. But that was new last autumn. The Harvey Nick stuff was new earlier this year. So maybe it's a sign that they're trying to make this Platinum card into more of these kind of lifestyle benefits, these credits that you possibly can claim. So it's one to keep an eye on, certainly, but definitely not a reason to get the card on its own. But certainly I would factor in, if you can time your card to cover two of those 6 month periods, and then that's 100 quid rather than 50 quid, which is really worth considering. So that's what you kind of need to know. Well, what are my thoughts? Well, you've probably got the gist of what I think of it so far. I think it's great if you can take advantage of that welcome bonus, particularly if you've already had a welcome bonus from a different American Express card. So that's a fantastic way to get an extra couple of hundred quid. I certainly would only do this when that offer is boosted. The fact that it's happened twice in the last 6-7 months would suggest to me that this is something that's going to happen a couple of times a year. No guarantee. You know, if you don't take advantage of the one that's happening right now in spring of 2022, it might not ever come back. But if it doesn't, well, you could always go for the standard one. You still make 100 quid as long as you cancel it after 3 months. So it's certainly worth considering for that. And those extra bonuses, those extra rewards that I said, nice to have, but not a reason to have it. The only people I think who might want to have this all year round are people who are traveling a huge amount and are really going to take advantage of those airport lounges, really going to take advantage of that travel insurance, really going to take advantage of maybe those hotel upgrades they might get. And then maybe that will save them the cash. And maybe just a bit time poor and can't be bothered to shop around. They just go and book whatever they want. But I'm much more happy and much more kind of prone to search around and find for a better deal, which I think would save me more money overall. Now, if you want to look at more videos about credit cards, do check out these videos right here. Let me know what cards you're using. Let me know if you've had the Platinum card in the comments below and hit that like button. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching.